Welcome back to Taylor's Tech Repair. What do we have today? Well, we have about 3 laptops, I think is what we're going to get through. So let's hop into those. So my first one is this Lenovo ThinkPad. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly with it yet. As you can tell, there's something wrong with the screen. And if you push about right here on the screen, it stops that bar. So I don't know if there's a loose connection in the screen or if it needs a whole new screen. It's also a touch screen, if you wanted to know that. But I don't know if I'm going to fix the screen, put a new one on, or just take parts out of this. As you can see, it does boot into Windows, so it does have either a hard drive or an SSD and RAM, which we need for some other Lenovo's. So when disconnected from power, I'm going to turn it off completely. And then I'm going to open it up and see um, what's going on with it. Let me get out the screwdriver, take all these screws out. It does look like um, it has been opened up before because this black panel, these clips are pushed out. So before I do that, though, I need to throw this laptop I'm filming on the road. All right. So let's get all the screws out here. Um, so three, so those are all loose. Let's do these other three. So that should be all of our screws. Let's go ahead and try to lift this up here. Actually, there's one in the middle, so that'd be why I wasn't coming up right away. So there's 7 screws. Just didn't see that one at first. So now we should be able to lift up. Okay. Let me ground myself. I already see the SSDs right there. Um, don't see the RAM, but we do need SSDs. Flip this over the way it was, and I know it was pushing like in this area around where the power menu is, or a power button. It's gonna be about right here. Um, make sure all the connections. It says touch cable. Let me pull that up. Check all the connections on everything. See if there's a connector under here. It doesn't look like it. That's just some tape to hold down the cable. I do see that's the fan connector. Do see a connector about right here. Looks like it goes into the hinges, so that could be for the screen. I'll just like reseat it there. We got another one. I'm gonna just reseat all these, turn it back on, and then see what happens. This one too. One's for something different. There's our SSD I was talking about. We got one final one to reseat. Make sure everything's set for that. Okay. So let's try powering it on. And it looks like it's gonna be one of those models that makes me put the cover on, as it has a magnet before I can even power it on. I don't like those. But what can I do about it? So put this back on. We're not going to screw it down, hopefully. And then we're going to try powering it back on. Let me see if we can get it to clip down. I think it might be part of our issue as well. There we go. Maybe I'll just do a screw in each corner. I can see why these clips were coming out. They're really don't want to go back in there as well. There we go. So screw this corner down, other corner down, and then back corners. And then we'll try turning it on. We might have to grab the charger for it. Uh, switch chargers back and forth, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Try turning it on and see what happens now that we reseated all those. Okay. We grabbed our universal charger for it. We got to find the plug-in that goes into the specific type of laptop. This. Then plug this in. It is should be getting power. No light to indicate if it is or not. Now it's not turning on. Still nothing. Okay. Let me take it back apart. And then we'll make sure the magnet is where it needs to be in order to turn this on. Okay. Should be able to lift this up again. Looks like it. Um, I'll try setting this in here. Actually, it doesn't even look like magnets really needed. Maybe. I think it does sit in there. And no, it sits farther down. This is where it was. It looks like it might have been here at one point. Would not even line up with what we have either. Well, we're gonna put it back on here. Flip this around actually so I can see what might be going on. The magnet just came right off. Haven't grabbed it. Okay. It's about here. It was here. And then looks like it just goes right in the middle. Okay. Let's get this, try to get this back down again, like we did. And then we'll screw it back down. Okay, that should be all the screws. Then we'll try turning this on one more time. Maybe I do need to leave it on the charger a little bit longer than what I had it on earlier. While we wait for that to come on, I'm gonna check this other Lenovo that we're gonna work on. This one takes USB-C, and I know this one works. I was gonna switch this to my main laptop. So the one that we'll show you here in a moment, but I decided not to. But okay, it's not turning on. I'm gonna take out the SSD on it and use it in another I don't know about needs an SSD anyway. I would like to see what this thing does now that we've changed all those, but it's still not doing anything. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it since we do need parts for other computers. Sorry about that super loud noise. That was the Lenovo I had. I was going to show you guys. There it goes again. This Lenovo. I undecided if I'm going to do anything with it or not. This was going to become my backup computer. It has like a stylus. It's touchscreen. I really like it. Um, but I've never switched over. Really don't want to factory reset it yet, so we're actually skipped that. I know I was said I was going to show that to you guys, but I'm going to keep it for now. So let's go ahead and unscrew all this one more time. And then we'll take out the SSD, and we'll use that on one of those other ones that is missing. I think we have one that we have RAM and SSD that we need SSD for. We have a RAM stick. So that's what we'll do with it. Okay. So we got that apart. We'll take out SSD. Set that with this RAM. And then I'm going to use this for parts. I'm going to take out the battery as well, fan, and then basically break this down. We've done in a different video as well. Okay, so what I'm doing here is going around to every single screw that I see, taking it out. We'll use those for later purposes. We'll, and then take out any parts that we might use for any other laptop. Um, I don't know. I know that one that I told you that I wanted to show you, but I'm going to actually keep. I know it has a battery life that's not that great. I also need to see most battery. I have plenty of those laying around. I'll throw one in. I don't know if the battery that I have right here will work for it. Hopefully it does. And get this out. I should have grounded myself. Let's go ahead and do that. Remember, that's important when you don't want to send our body currents through any of these that we're working on in short amount. That battery is really not wanting to disconnect from there. We'll just go ahead and keep unscrewing screws though for now. Okay, got. I'm gonna unground myself because I'm caught up on some wires over here. Then reground myself. We got a few more screws over here. Take out. And then try taking out the battery here. And then we are going to show you another laptop. It's a Dell. I believe what's wrong with it is that there's something with the keyboard on that one. Okay, so we got that out. See now a couple other screws up here. We'll take those out. They're actually holding down that battery, so we'll have to definitely get those out when we get the battery out. The connector there for the battery. This looks still like a connector. There we go. For the battery as well. Interesting that it has, unless this goes to something else underneath the battery, it would have two connectors. But it's very possible that one of these is for something else. Okay, there we go. So we got those out. We have a few more screws down here to take out. And that battery should come right on out. Okay. Should be able to try to lifting up this battery. I also can feel it in here. This battery is two like separate pieces. Just connect this side as well. I think this has a connection piece. There's a screw in the middle of this battery. Okay. Oh, I see it's holding on here. Let's disconnect that. Feels like there's like show you guys if I can get this out. Oh, looks like we have one more screw to take out. Okay, here we go. And one more down here. So it kind of like feels there's a divide right in the middle um, of this battery. It's really strange. In fact, it feels like, yeah, there's like two different battery packs. One here, one here. So, um, and it was only one connection. So these go to something else down here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get this board out. Should be able to come right out. I believe there's anything holding it down. So that's our USB port and audio jack. Take out this side as well. There's our another USB port and I think a USB or no Thunderbolt. I think. Don't might be wrong about that one. And then this all should come out. Take flip all these up so we can get these out. And now we should just be able to lift up here. Still might be something holding it down. In fact, it might be like this hinge over here. No, there's still something. Let's see if I can feel where that resistance is. I don't see anything holding it down really except these cables. So let's start unmounting some of these. Okay. Yeah, I do see one more screw. That could have been it, holding it down underneath all these cables. Now let's see. Still not wanting to come out. I think, oh, there's one more that we missed. Now we're getting a little closer. So this whole back end is lifting up. Feels like we're still stuck on something though. On this side. Let's take a look. Disconnect this here. All these back. Pull this back. I don't see anything under there. Really don't see anything else that could be holding it down. I thought I undid this little doodad earlier. Let's go ahead and disconnect him. That could be it. But it's a ribbon cable, so I really doubt it. Those are somewhat fragile. Okay. What is holding us in place? It's a great question right there. Oh, there we go. Looks like we just had to wiggle around a little bit and get it undone. So that's your main motherboard right there. And then we're left with basically the shell. Now, I could go and take this all out. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take all that apart and set this aside. Okay. Let's grab set these extra parts aside. Let me grab this. I thought it was a Dell. It's actually an Asus laptop. And as you can tell, I don't know if you can see that too well. Wrote bad keyboard on it. So I know something's going on with the keyboard here. I don't know 100% sure what's going on with it, but if I remember, I think the down arrow on it acted like as if it was being held down. Does not have any power, but it has been sitting for a while. Let's go ahead and put it on the charger. Let's see if I can grab our universal charger ends. And it's going to be, no, it's going to be one of the larger round ones, I believe. That I have. Try this one. No. Okay. Try. No, it's not going to be. Is it going to be this one? Too large. Usually these are for Dells. These bigger ones. Try one of these. Too small. And I forget that my universal charger also has just the bare end, and I bet you that's what fits in here. Yep, yep. So let's try turning it on. It might yell at first whenever it comes on because of the CMOS battery being dead on it, if I remember right. But it doesn't look like I'll give it a few moments it's going to do anything at all, actually. Me turn it off and then back on and see what happens. So no, I mean it has signs of life. The screen comes on, but nothing else boots up. So this is not what I remember from this laptop. I remember it's There it goes. So I went into BIOS. Um, Everything looks good there. Let's try exiting and save changes. And we'll try turning back on again. I don't know why it takes as long as it does to boot into BIOS. I'll give it a few moments here. Do that. Let me get a little bit more organized for you guys in the future. I'll turn it completely off again and power it back on. Okay. Um, so it's trying to actually boot up right now. Showing me secure boots enabled, starting the Windows boot manager. I did plug in our um, Windows 10 bootable USB just in case we need that. I'll give it a few moments, see what happens, and see if it loads up here. I'm gonna see if we can get it to go back into BIOS, turn off that secure boot, and then maybe try booting from Windows on USB. Okay, so don't know if you can see the issue. I got to go back into BIOS. It's the keyboard is like as you can tell here, it's even affecting screen like whenever I push buttons. Which now it's working. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what. It's like every now and then it will either start pushing like a random button or like the screen gets all weird. So I'm gonna turn this off. And since it does it in BIOS, that means there's something going wrong with it. That's not Windows related. And then I'm gonna see just actually this doesn't even look like a screw. It looks like all the screws are already taken out. We'll see if we can get this opened up. Yep, looks like we did. Okay. So I see this takes a hard drive, and then it does have some RAM. Let me check this RAM configuration if I can get it out of here. See if it's the same as this one here. It is not. So it's not one of the RAMs that we could use for one of the other laptops. But I did have a laptop that needs a hard drive if we have to take parts out of this. Make sure everything is fully seated on and connected. I don't. But that's for the battery. Actually, this might be for the keyboard and mouse. I do see this one down here looked very loose. So that could be part of it. Okay. So let's try turning it back on. This one should let me turn it on without the bottom being on. And if it still acts up, we might just take those parts out that we need and part these two laptops out. And I know we do have I have another laptop that will probably completely part out as well. Um, we'll see that in a future video. We're getting close to it. It's a Dell laptop. Um, it boots, turns on, and it just shows the Dell screen. It doesn't boot into anything. I've spoken to Dell, and they told me it's a bad motherboard, so I'm not gonna put a whole new motherboard in it. Okay, it looks like it's cooperating for now. Let me see if that's the case. Okay, the enter button isn't working, but this enter, that one is. So we might be able to get away with using this enter on the right side. It still doesn't let me go up or down. Um, up and down keys aren't working. Um, left and right are. Yeah, and if you push down um, on the down, it like blanks out the screen. So we're gonna part this one out as well. So just like we did before, flip it over. We're gonna take out the RAMs. First thing we're gonna take out. Set this up here. Set it on this mat. Take out this hard drive. And then we'll take out the battery, the fan, just like we did previously. Just basically take all the screws out and take everything completely out. So this hard drive should be able to come up now and out. So set that aside. I don't remember what laptop needed a hard drive, but it should be labeled. We got these hidden screws. I'm also going to take out. I had a good CMOS because I haven't booted that thing up for a while, and it still had correct day and time. I can get that out. Never actually seen one in case like that before. Even though I have a bunch of these on the shelf. There we go. And it went flying. But I was able to find it. Set that there. We'll start taking out all these parts. I believe this is the Wi-Fi card. Take out the fan. Okay. Magnetize my screwdriver. It's not picking up these screws anymore. Go. All these out. This fan should almost be ready to pull out. Okay, this should be able to come out now. Maybe. Let's pull this up. Take out this part first. And there's a warranty seal. We'll just go ahead and break that. This laptop's probably definitely not under warranty anymore. I'd be very surprised if it was. Go. Now we should be able to just lift up on this. Oh, it looks like we're caught somewhere underneath the black tape. They like to hide those screws, don't they? Okay, now we should be able to lift up, pull out, put that side. And let me see here. Got this screw still. Let's take that one out. Now this is a hinge. This should come up to allow us to get this out. And then battery, we've got to take, looks like another screw here. Screw here. Screw here. And one down here. Looks like we got one more holding that down. Okay. So we'll set this aside. Oh, looks like one more. Okay. Now we can set that aside if we get it disconnected here. Go. And then we'll get the motherboard pulled out of here. Then should be everything what we'll do to this laptop. So just a few more screws. And these screws I will use for other laptops that have been missing screws. This is what I've been using instead of that set. I forgot, I like to use what I have first before we use the new guys. Another screw right there. Undo this ribbon here. It's still holding on to something. Let's undo this cable as well. Undo this cable. Do this cable. It feels like it's something down here. Oh, and I do see where it's at. It's underneath this wire here. Get that out. There we go. Starting to lift up. Another part came out. Almost got this motherboard completely out of here. Go ahead and disconnect that cable. And that is out. There's the motherboard for this laptop. Set that aside. Then we'll set this is your keyboard, which actually completely separated from the screen, but we'll set this aside as well. So basically, two laptops that we have parted out. We'll use this SSD and this hard drive. For the couple other laptops, we'll set all the other parts that we pulled out aside. And then we'll get to those eventually. Don't remember which laptops needed the SSD and the hard drive. I know we have several missing SSD and RAM. We can at least put two back together, and then at least one that's missing, the hard drive. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you like any of these computers that are fully finished and done and been repaired, you can find those in the description of this video as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.